What's going on, my friends? My name is M238 and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet for the Nintendo Switch. We're up last time. We fought Great Tusks or Iron Treads of the Asado Desert. And now in this part, we're actually going to be fighting Team Star. To go about with Team Star, it's quite a long way to go, because we have to go pretty far out of our way. Because, you know, the next closest place that we should go is right over here to Medali. But I'm going to skip Medali because, as I mentioned in the beginning of the LP, that I want to make sure that every objective has the same number before covering anything, even though, like, this would be, naturally, this is the most convenient thing to do. But I will go out of my way right over here. This is where I want to go, right here. So I'm going to do that. So to do that, I got to get past West Province Area 3, as well as head up to north to an area known as Glaceado Mountain. So let's go ahead and do that. So, yeah, lots of talking, but, you know, less talking, more riding around, I suppose. But, yeah, on our way to the Team Star base, I actually am interested in completing my team. Because my next team member is located in the area that we're about to head over to. And I'm very excited. We're going to complete our team. Somewhat, like, less than halfway through our objectives. Actually, no, now I think about it, we're actually about over half, if you think about it. There's a total of 18 objectives that you complete. And right now we have completed about, if I do my math correctly, 11. Yeah, we're about over half, if you really think about it, but in the grand scheme of things, we still got a long way to go. This game is long. Alright, but if you go ahead and cross this bridge, welcome to West Province Area 3. Welcome to West Province Area 3, the next part of the route after West Province Area 2. First thing is, if you cross that bridge, then that will take you to Casa Royal Lake, which, as I probably mentioned either a video or two ago, that we are not ready to go to Casa Royal Lake. The Pokemon there are extremely high level compared to where we're at, and we just get ourselves totally destroyed. Although we could catch our final Titan Pokemon there. Well, maybe not catch, but defeat our final Titan Pokemon there, if we really want to go that route. Yeah, as you might notice, I'm doing something different, and that is that I am doing the trainer battles a little bit different too. That is, I'm actually just going straight to transitioning the music over to the trainer battle music. Might be more editing than necessary, but yeah. Anyway, this is a pretty long path over to where we're trying to go to. So this, I might be talking for a while. So, yeah. This entire route that we're exploring here, it's a pretty large, I mean, I've said this so many times, but yeah, it's a large route. In this route holds one of the major cities that we're going to go to. We're not going to explore that at all, because that's not going to be the focus of this episode. The focus of this episode is to make way to catching our next team member, our final team member, and then fight Team Star, which is definitely not going to be in this episode, because this, after editing through this entire session, it's actually going to take a long time, so... yeah. But okay, this would be a good time to actually talk about the Pokemon that you can find here. You can find Shroomish, which is a returning Grass-type Pokemon from Gen 3, the mushroom-looking Pokemon. Very interesting Pokemon. And it evolves into Breloom, which is another Pokemon that you can find here. Breloom, the evolved form of Shroomish, it evolves into a grass fighting type, which is fine, but like it's a great Pokemon. But it has a major downside, and that is that it has lots of weaknesses for it being a grass fighting type. Like it's going to be weak to fire Pokemon. It'll be weak to Psychic. Yeah, it's not very. If you're not into like, when you're trying to defend yourself against a lot of different Pokemon, Breloom's probably the answer. But it is a good Pokemon to use like offensively, as with some other fighting types. Next thing you can find is Dashbun. You can find Deden Fungus, which is this Pokeball-looking thing. I believe you can actually find. I believe I went over finding that in Tag Tree Thicket, but it's the first time it's appearing on my notes right now. Find Hypno, which is the evolved form of Drowsy. I used it way back in Fire and Leaf Green. Pretty decent Pokemon. Pretty high special defense, I believe. That's something to consider there. You can find a Jumpluff, the evolved form of Skiploom, and also the evolved form of Hoppip. You can find Mabostiff, which is the Pokemon that Arvin is trying to take care of. So, if you're interested in Mabostiff, this is a Pokemon. This is the area that you can find it in. You can find Pachirisu, the Electric Squirrel Pokemon that's ready from Gen 4. You can find Persian, the evolved form of Meowth. You can find a Primeape, a Sawsbuck, which is the evolved form of Deerling. Again, it comes just like Deerling. Sawsbuck comes in 4 different forms depending on the season. At least that's how it worked when it was Gen 5. I don't really particularly. I believe it just depends on the area in this game, because you can find 4 different forms of Deerling and Sawsbuck all at the same time in this game. Next up is Scyther. You could find a Scyther in some of the previous routes, at least as a terrestrialized form, but you can find a regular Scyther here in this route. And I like Scyther. Bug flying type, a monster of Pokemon back in Gen 1. So yeah, there's that. You can find Steenie, and then you can find Tropius. So, nice Pokemon that you can find. And then we just continue through this route up until we get to the next part. Yeah, I'm going to be talking for a while, because the amount of things that you can see in this West Province area is pretty vast. And I'm kind of surrounding myself around the city, which is Medali. And Medali is home to the next gym. But we're not going to take on the next gym, because the way I want to do this LP was make sure I alternate between the objectives. So yeah, the next major focus is, of course, taking on some stuff. So yeah, more trainers to fight here. I'm gonna go ahead and take this person on who has a D-Den. There we go. Take her out. All right. Go ahead and continue around here. Find a Hyper Potion right there, and then you can find yourself another trainer over here. There's a lot of trainers you can find, and you do get rewarded for fighting many trainers in this place. Something to consider when exploring around. So over here, you go to this corner of this route, and you can grab some more items right here: Hyper Potion, Mago Berry, and EXP Candy. The EXP candies are like your low budget training if you want to level up your Pokemon without having to fight too much wild Pokemon. And in fact, if you don't use your EXP candies like at all, then the amount of items that you find, like all those EXP candies, just add up, and you just get so much. And then when you really feel like dumping in your EXP candies, then you're just gonna gain lots of levels. And some of those EXP candies give you a buttload. If you jump across that cliff that I just jumped from, then this will take you back to West Province Area 2, an area that we went to. And if you go kind of next to the cliff, then it will take you back to Asado Desert. But, yeah, so we're just revisiting some areas, but just a new part of the area that I haven't explored. In fact, there's an area, a part, that will take you back to West Province Area 1, which is one of the earlier areas that we went to. And, when I recorded this, I did not remember that I explored West Province Area 1, because sometimes your first time exploring a directional province area does not always start off with 1 for some reason. So I did not remember that I started off with 1, and now that I look back at my notes, we actually did start off with West Province Area 1. So maybe at some point, whenever I feel like re-exploring the Paldea region, then I will show off some of those areas. In fact, actually, I do plan on re-exploring these areas as soon as I have every ability, so that way I can, you know, show you guys some new stuff. Because I feel like part of the beauty of this game is just maximizing your exploring as much as possible. Although this is the first part of the LP where I genuinely felt like maximizing my exploring as much as possible just felt way too overwhelming. In fact, so overwhelming that this actually took me 2 days to record this entire episode. So yeah, collecting those items right there. And then if we go ahead and head up this way, there's a scientist trainer that we're going to go ahead and fight. He has a Magnemite and a Sturdy. Unfortunate. But there we go. Took that guy out. And right here, you go past that gate, which there is a way to go over that gate. If you do that, then you can beat the game. But you actually cannot beat the game that easily. It doesn't work like that. You can't beat this game in like 50 minutes, like you would think that you would. That's not how it works. So, but just note that the end of the game is past that direction, and yeah, I think I've said that about some other place that I didn't check out in Mesa Goza, but I lied. But you do have to go there eventually, though. But right now, not right now. It's not how it works, unfortunately. Alright, so I believe that's everything that I want to check out in West Province Area 3. So now, we're going to start exploring another new area. And this area is called Delazapa Passage? Dali Zappa? Something like that. And what this is it is a pre-route before we head up to our next major area. And I'm gonna say right now, this next major area that we're about to head to, I'm actually not looking forward to it. Yeah, it's called Glaceado Mountain. And we're not gonna go to Glaceado Mountain right now. I want to explore all of Dali Zappa Passage and before we go to Glaceado Mountain. And when we actually get to Glaceado Mountain, that's going to be home to where our final team member is going to be. And I'm excited. I can't wait to complete my full team. And yeah, so we're going to check to see what we got here. These Terra raids, you can head over there and you can get some LP. Whenever, even if you don't participate in a Terra raid battle, I check those out so I can gain some LP, so I can use those as like secondary currency. Or maybe you can use the LP to, you know, build some, like create TM with the TM machine. I've actually never built TM with the TM machine before, because a lot of the times the TMs that you get that you can build are TMs that you could already find at in like the ground when you're just taking a look at some areas. So I don't often explore caves very often, but But some of these caves here are like so large that these caves are worth checking out. So yes, like for example, like if you go to this direction of the cave, then there's like so many items, and I want to collect these items right here. And there's also a trainer. There's a couple of trainers here in the caves. Earlier, I saw a terrestrialized Lucario. If you want to terrestrialize Lucario. And then we go ahead and fight this trainer here. He goes a Hariyama. He's being kind of annoying here using Protect. Not so much. See you later. And then if you go to the other side of this cave, then this will take you near Zapapico. When you're near Zapapico, then that means you are near Tag Tree Thicket as well. So this is how I got to Glaceado Mountain my first time. I checked this place out first, this part of Dali Zappa Passage first. And yeah, as you can tell, like this is like one, like it's kind of split into two paths here. Dali Zappa Passage, you can either go to Glaceado Mountain or you can go to Medali for to take on the gym, or just go to Glaceado Mountain to I guess take on the Glaceado Mountain gym if you're interested in that. So a couple more trainers here that we're gonna go ahead and take on. This trainer here has a Toxtricity. Pretty annoying, being poisoning us like that, but no problem. Alright. Sometimes I catch wild Pokemon. It may look... I don't know how easy it is for you to tell, but like, I cut off those wild Pokemon battles to kind of fix with the pacing. You can kind of see that as you are getting closer to Glaceado Mountain, it gets kind of hard to see. There's these like snowstorms that like kind of get in your way. And for some reason it doesn't hail the battle. Hail is another weather condition where every single type, except for ice Pokemon, get affected by hail. Like you lose damage. It's annoying. But I don't actually think this area can hail at all. Although Pokemon can use hail. And then there's even Pokemon that have the ability where it summons hail right off the bat. So that could be annoying. Alright, so this trainer, 2 Gastrodons. How bad can this be? Well, I guess pretty bad. This trainer is kind of destroying me right now. I don't like getting destroyed. Okay, there we go. Took her out right there. Very nice. Alright. So, here's the entrance. We're about to approach the entrance to Glaceado Mountain. We go ahead and make our way over to follow this path over here. You can get the Tamper Drill Run right there. Pretty nice ground type move that you can teach to your Pokemon. And we have another trainer right here. This trainer is a Blissey. And Blissies are pretty notorious for having insane amount of HP, which means that they're very hard to take out. There's this really well-known meme in Gen 4 of how long it takes to beat a Blissey, because in Gen 4, as you probably might know, the HP bar goes down really slowly. But that's not so much the case here. We have one more trainer to fight here in Dali Zappa Passage. And then we're about to approach Glaceado Mountain, and as soon as I reach Glaceado Mountain, then that's when I'm actually going to go search for my final team member. And here we are! This is our final team member of our team here. This is Friggy Bax. A very, very rare Pokemon that you could find here in Glaceado Mountain, and I am very excited to have this as my new team member. I heard that this Pokemon is really good, so I'm hoping that this is really good. Yeah, I'm, in case you're wondering where exactly I'm at here in Glaceado Mountain, I will show off where I'm at. It's when we actually start to do the exploring. It is I went very far out of my way here in Glaceado Mountain in order to actually find this Pokemon here. So, that's, this is it. Friggybax, our new team member. It's going to be our final team member. And it evolves into a monster of a Pokemon here. And I'm very excited to use it here. It's a Dragon Ice type. Okay, Friggybax is going to be called Freddy. Oops, I forgot to put it in my team. That is okay. This is the power of being able to access your party boxes. But yeah, this is exactly where I'm, well, this is kind of the idea of where I'm at. If you go ahead and take a look at the map here, I'm going to go ahead and zoom all the way out. This is where I'm at, so as you can see, it's very far out. But yeah, so that is our final team member, and now time for some exploring.